Hello, hello cuties, cuties, Sagittarians, it's time for your reading. I am doing filming all day long. Hot cocoa, trying to nix the dairy thing, but and I'm enjoying it. Grab something to drink and get comfy. So while I have personal readings, I think I've got about 6 personal private readings that I'm going to be filming today. Yeah. In between, while there's processing of those happening over there and uploading of those happening over there, I can film card readings. So it's just a reading, all kinds of reading day. Got an intention candle lit here. Oh, how are you doing, Sag? How are you doing, my Sagittarians? I hope you are doing well. Happy new moon. Although if you are on this reading right now and it's some other time, these are timeless messages. Even if I put the date in the title, it's more just so that if something happens in your life and you get a message that, 9 months ago or whatever, my thinking is that you can find these readings if you want to look back on them very easily and quickly based off of the dated titles. I don't know what that has to do with anything. Maybe timing is coming up for the Sagittarians, and that's why I'm starting to talk about that because, hello, if you're new to my channel, my name is Vanessa. If you're returning, welcome back. I like to give readings. On this channel, you'll mostly see card readings, but there are equally an amount of hidden, private astrology readings, birth chart readings in particular. Whenever clients get private readings with me, that's what I offer, honestly. If you want card readings, you can just come on over to this channel and have fun. Peruse. If you've found it, there's a message for you. These are general readings though, so take it with a grain of salt. Not everything is going to probably fit in, and don't force it. Although I'm sure if you're here right now, there's a reason. So if you're into card readings, welcome. Again, my name is Vanessa and I like to give them. But my true passion is reading astrological birth charts for people. And as my clients are now finding that once they get their natal chart reading with me, it actually opens you up to a world of a lot more readings with me. I go into the horoscope in that first natal chart reading if it's an hour long because we have the time to. But I also give composite chart readings. So as we continue to work together, and what I'm beginning to do with a few of my clients is we're starting to do composite readings where we're looking at my client plus one of their parents, or my client plus their significant other, or plus their children or friends or coworkers or whatever. And as long as we've done the natal chart reading together already, then it's pretty easy to look into what you and this other person bring to each other. Why are you in each other's lives? We have so many different types of soulmates, and there's a lot in astrology that shows me karmic ties and gifts and lessons and blessings, maybe challenges even. So it's really fascinating. It's been really healing for me to do composite charts for myself and my family members, just so that I can kind of play around with working with that information. It gives a lot more compassion, a lot more understanding, and a lot of healing. And you can really lean into the benefits that you bring one another, because they're definitely benefits. Like, otherwise your paths would not have crossed in this lifetime. So we're talking about timing here. We're talking about you and other people, Sagittarius. Let's see. I don't know even if I went into my spiel. I'm very intuitive. If you like my vibe, hello. You're totally welcome to be here. I have uncovering treasure, valiant courage, traveling lightly. Oh, you're finding lots of things. You're letting go of things, journeying by moonlight. High new moon. I'm not going to take that one because it fell upside down. And I typically only take 3 cards to begin with. Yeah. We have the equinox coming up in a few days. So if you are watching this at the time that I'm posting it for this Piscean new moon, well, this definitely is important for the Sagittarians that are watching. And I'm really seeing you guys, you've already been doing this like courageous traveling and simplifying your life and releasing things, people, places that, yes, there's an essence of they don't serve you anymore, but it's kind of like really the goal here is to go after this new future upgraded version of the self with all of these gems and treasures. And so in order to do that, you have to make space. You have to make space. So we're talking about timing. We're talking about people. We're talking about relationships. We're talking about you being your independent self and going out there and unlocking more gifts. So let's see what this new moon has specifically for those of you that are watching. This is for Sagittarius, Sun, Moon, Venus, Rising, and any other thing that you've got placed in Sagittarius, let's be honest. I'm using the Sacred Traveler deck by Denise Lynn, and I'm using my Rider-Waite Smith tarot deck. There's a little baby. Calming down, calming down. I just had a really amazing chart reading for this client, and I'm like, I feel like I'm talking a million miles a minute. So, I don't know. Maybe you guys are just really excited right now. It's Saturday, the weekend. This is a timeless message, but kind of not really at the moment. Grab a drink if you haven't. I use these cards as tools, but I'm channeling and picking up on a lot of different information as I'm filming. And even before I'm filming, start picking up on information. So again, just hang out, enjoy, and I hope that this helps. I'm feeling a little bit more calm and grounded. Feels nice. You guys have been moving a lot lately. You maybe literally have moved. And so you're uncovering all these gifts. And I feel like you're really literally like you've already been uncovering certain gifts, and that all of this courage you've needed to travel lightly to get rid of things, you've already gone through that, the majority of that. You're currently getting all these gifts, and this journey by moonlight, this believe in magic. I heard that song in my head earlier this morning, the Do You Believe in Magic song. It's another way that I channel a lot of song messages. It's one of my favorites. It's my favorite. So Spirit keeps giving me more songs to work with. But maybe play that song. Listen to the lyrics. It's that kind of mood that I'm in too. It's sunny out here. I'm back in California. It's windy and it's still really cold. But it's nice and toasty and comfy in this room. I got the window open. I don't know. I'm just seeing like you guys are really finding a lot of blessings right now and gifts in yourself, and it's just it's more exciting than anything. It's more inspiring than anything. So we have the 8 of Wands in the recent past. Communication coming through. Again, that's a card of travel. So yeah, a lot of you guys have been traveling recently. What else? What in this present moment? Thank you for letting this message be clear and understandable for all of those that are watching. Yeah, 3 of Wands. What is it that you are seeing in front of you at a distance? Like you're doing work on yourself. Releasing old layers, already finding the gems. It's encouraging you to continue to dream big, manifest. It's a new moon. It's a great time to dream big and manifest. Okay, 2 different ways to look at this, 2 different storylines. So for some of you watching, there's a bit of, for some of you watching, you've like, done, you've released, you've transformed, you've gone through this death, right? Kind of more so how I would actually really read it in this way. But so that's why I'm getting 2 different messages here. For some of you, and this will resonate with you if it resonates, you have really literally released so much of this old identity. You've already been stepping into this deeper version of yourself and seeing, like, you've been trudging through some stuff, right? Yeah. Maybe even literally as you've been traveling. Maybe sometimes it's been rainy and so there's been mud, as you dig deep in yourself, you find these gems, but you also find some layers of sludge. So for some of you, you've already really, really released this old version of you. For some of you, there's still more. Okay, this is for everyone. There's still more to release. Hey! For a few of you, there may be some reluctancy to really, truly, like, end that old cycle of how you identify with yourself. And all of it is good. Any of those is good. I mean, I guess, like, that 3rd middle message that just came through, that's funny, that 3rd middle message that just came through is that there's still a bit more releasing to do no matter what stage you're in there. And that's nice. We're only given what we need to work with, in the time that we need to work with. Like, we're never given more than we can handle, is a better way to say that. So what's the advice for my Sagittarians? Just love me, my Sagittarians. Shout out to Jen, North Node Jewelry, Honey Bunch. So far this message definitely applies to you. So I'm kind of chuckling as I'm reading this because I know you're watching. But again, this is for all kinds of Sagittarians. We have the Hierophant. Taurus. This is your advice. How can you become so solid in this new expanded version of yourself that you can literally, like, ground into who you are and the earth, but also remain connected to this celestial realm? You've been getting messages from Spirit as you've been courageously taking action and journeying and releasing and letting go and diving deep. Well, during this new moon, there's an opportunity, right? This new moon in Pisces. So it'd be interesting to know where Pisces falls in your chart. If you want to get a reading with me, feel free to email me. I'll put my info at the end of this video here. But Pisces is all about spirituality, and the Hierophant is the Pope. He's like the high priest. So how can you, in actually like kind of a masculine, yang sense, I always do that when I'm talking about the masculine. How can you really embody this very expanded version of yourself that's also quite grounded and even quite physically, like literally, like grounded, spending time with the earth? New moons are times to plant seeds. Do you want to grow things? This can be in a spiritual sense. This can be a relationship, this is also a commitment card. This is a marriage card. Do you want to plant seeds of love, plant seeds of beauty, literally plant seeds to grow crops, vegetables, flowers? Ooh, Pisces and Taurus. Sagittarius, Pisces and Taurus. That's funny. Pisces and Taurus can be really beautiful together. There's this combo in your chart, Pisces and Taurus. That person I was just reading for has that. Or if this is a relationship and you have Pisces somewhere and they have Taurus somewhere, or vice versa, there's a way for that Piscean watery flow to really be able to nurture that Taurus earth and ground. And both can be so gentle and graceful with one another. And one is very, very sensitive. This is a sensitive time. This is still winter in the Northern Hemisphere. It's still a wonderful time to go inward, to get that last bit of meditation, hibernation. You can meditate any time of the year. But like a real going into so deep within that you can go so expanded without and outside of yourself, to dream really big and literally be able to ground it into reality. So Sagittarius, you've been on a journey, which is your jam, and you're literally finding these gifts within yourself and your new identity that you've been manifesting, you've been seeing coming, that you've been stepping into. You're also literally finding actual gifts, 3D reality gifts. So your advice is, how can you ground down and expand up? And how can you share this? How can you be a teacher in this way, where you're able to channel and transfer what you've been learning from the ethers and your experiences getting out there and literally trusting in the universe? For some of you, you've been moving. You've been either on a horse or on foot with a backpack. You've let go of the shelter, of the stability, in order to release the past and move into a more prosperous present and future. You're seeing this new reality that's very prosperous and is actually quite deep and grounded. You're grounding down right now. And you have opportunity to plant seeds, to believe in magic, to journey by moonlight. So how can you take that information that you've been learning from spirit, from the universe, from source, from God, and give it to others? Okay, what's going on outside of you in the external world that's affecting you? Two of Pentacles. Learning how to balance the priorities, the earthly matters. At times it's felt a little hard to balance, or maybe there are people around you that are having a more challenging time with balancing this, or you are figuring out how to balance others, balance relationship dynamics with others that are around you. There's a balance between earthly dynamics and people. Because this has been a big spiritual journey. This has been a big getting out there into the world and learning by traveling and by journeying and having courage and releasing things. And it's been about meditation and inner work and childhood healing, inner child healing. So that could still be, I'm getting the sense that that's a part of some of the, what's going to help you further now is going into this childlike sense of fun, magic, fairies, elves, gnomes, fawns. He's a fawn. Pan. Oh, I think that the mythology of Pan has to do with springtime. And that's what it's like you've been seeing this coming. It's coming literally, in a literal sense, with the equinox happening a week from now. My birthday. Hey, hey, hey. But this has also been this is in the past. So this has been something that you've been doing already, right? You've been transforming from the winter to the spring. You've been going through an ego death so that you can grow into this major arcana. The Hierophant is the only major arcana on the table so far. So I'm getting for some of you that some inner child healing can be really helpful. We have the Empress in reverse for hopes and fears. So there's like this hope to be really, creative and abundant and maybe even fertile. For some of you, there's fears that maybe you won't. Or that someone might cut off your creativity. What is that about? Let's just get the outcome card here first, and I'm going to get a clarifier on that Empress. Okay, Four of Wands is the outcome. Love it. Rooting into this whole new beginning with spiritual career, with just career. It doesn't have to be spiritual career, but that came out of my mouth. Also marriage, partnership. Can we clarify this Empress in reverse, please? Why is the Empress here in reverse for hopes and fears? Just a little bit of insecurity there, personally, I'm feeling. Okay, Queen of Wands. Almost like there's so many things you want to create. There's so many things that you're interested in. And not just creating, but like learning about. And Sagittarius likes to still have a sense of independence. So it does honestly depend on what all is happening in your chart. Because some Sagittarians will not like the idea of like rooting down. And that's what I'm getting here. Like, you're rooting down. But you're rooting down in a way of like your desires. Like it's your creation. So if you're holding on to any fear of not being able to choose what you're creating or getting stuck in some way in one of the creations, that it's just a limiting belief. Like, you don't have to go in that route. No matter what, you're creating this like whole new up-leveled version of yourself. So for some of you, it's like a fear in getting so rooted in one thing that you can't continue to like journey. It's the outcome. Thank you. Or like the overall message here. Knight of Cups in reverse. There he is. Ooh, that's a little stumping for me there. There's still an attachment to the past somehow. Something that maybe you were dissatisfied about and you left behind and you transformed. But there's still this like emotional tie to part of your identity from the past. Now you're moving forward no matter what. You're creating this whole new grounded, beautiful reality where really like you can totally create so many things. So if you're afraid that you're not going to be able to, or that you're going to get stuck in one way, I feel like there might have been like a message from someone in the past. I'm making that face because this is very general. Take it how it resonates. I'm reading for many people here. It's like there's a little bit more of heart healing that needs to happen in some context. Could have been how a parent showed up for you or didn't in certain ways in the past that just needs some healing. Fear around literally having children. Not so sure how to give messages of love in that way. There is this Two of Pentacles in your... So what are the messages that other people are telling you as you're grounding down? Are people putting pressure on you to have children? And maybe you want that, maybe you don't, maybe it's not the right time, maybe you have other things that you want to do first. There's some kind of message that's been coming into you from somewhere else, from the past, that's kind of weighing on you with how, like, with your freedom of how you can create. But the Queen of Wands is showing up here to show you that you can create so many things, that you don't have to put any type of timeline on anything. And that's where the time is coming in. And this is a timeless reading. So that's where the timeless is coming in, that whatever this pressure is of like the old identity of maybe what other people trying to balance and make other people happy too, but this is your reality that you're creating, and it's leading you to happiness no matter what with a partner. But if there's pressure around children, and then like whether you want them or not, if that means, well, then all my energy has to funnel into this human being, and so then I can't have that time or energy to focus on what else I'm creating. None of that is true. You can have children and also funnel your energy into other things, as long as you're giving them love. I'm not a parent, so take my advice with a grain of salt. But, obviously you never want to neglect a child. You want to be able to give them the world. But if you can bring them with you and show them how you're creating all these things and show them these skill sets that you have, your interests, your way of listening to divine and channeling it into the earth, into the people, and really being this divine light, this teacher. You can bring the children with you. If you want to travel again, you can bring them with you. The set standards from the past don't apply. If they don't work for you, they don't apply. So again, I'm channeling a lot of the things that I'm saying. They're coming out of my mouth. I'm not really thinking much about it. But here, Sagittarius, you are headed for happiness. So whatever bird is up in your ear telling you how it's gonna have to be, or what their expectations are in a certain way, especially with either what your freedom is in creating the life that you want, or their expectations I am getting around children. Just keep on going with what it is that you want to manifest, because this is turning into this from 3 to 4. There's a succession here, and with that 2 in between, that's throwing you off. You're taking a back step here. It's kind of knocking you off course, because there's still some part of your identity that you need to let go of. And it seems like it's based off of what other people have what their expectations are of you. Oh, I hope that helps. I want to just pull one more card to kind of help clarify. Let's get just one more piece of advice, please, here with the Hierophant, to help Sagittarius feel really good with moving forward. And we have the Wheel of Fortune. And this is one of your cards, Sagittarius. And this is another major arcana. So this is huge with the Hierophant. Move forward with how you want to be an authority figure. The Hierophant is a spiritual authority. And you are that. You are that authority. You can create whatever type of happy life you want whether it's with kids or not, you're headed towards this happy life, this very solid, stable, grounded career. So just keep on moving forward. Don't move backwards. Two of Pentacles, this is other people with their ideas. And I understand. I understand. I understand. I'm moving through some of that myself. Yeah, you decide. You have the world in your hands. You make the rules now. As long as they're helping yourself and others and it's not harming anyone, go for it. All right, Sagittarius, I'm going to leave you there. I hope that helps, and I will see you guys in the next video.